Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. So, today I'm going to talk about the power of reflection. And when I look up, you guys know I love to look up definitions of words. And as I look up the word reflection, it means to look back, the process of examination and exploring ourselves. And as I was just thinking about what I wanted to share this week, oh my goodness, I'm about to complete 4 years of being married, and so much has changed in that 4 years. My husband and I will be completing 4 years on October the 19th, which just seems right around the corner. And I thought, what a better way to actually think about how far I've come. And I'm going to get a little personal here, and hopefully I won't tear up. But when I think about where I was 4 years ago, 2 weeks into waiting to get married, I had never been married before. Yes, I've been in relationships, but never actually married before. And I think I've shared with y'all plenty of times, but when I met Tim, and I knew my husband Tim for 7 years prior to actually marrying him. He and I met at church. I love to tell the story because it's just something that's just like a whirlwind to me. And when I was on staff full time at my church, he was obviously somebody that would attend, very faithful, and he would just come and say hello. And my husband's a very friendly guy and talks to everybody. And he would just come and tell me hello, tell me what was going on with his life. And it was my job to, of course, talk to people, get to know the people of the church, get to know our volunteers. And we just always stayed in communication. And every Sunday, pretty much, you would normally either find me at our local information center where, first timers would come, or I would be at the resource center. And that's where we would sell t-shirts, and we would sell the message of, that the pastor just preached, and our praise and worship CDs. I might be dating myself a little bit. Our dating, how long we've been, how we did that. But we would actually record the message from our pastor and then sell it. People would love to just come and purchase it and buy it. So anyway, when I was leaving my position at the church, I let Tim know. And it just really took me by surprise. But I mean, just in casual conversation, he basically said, "Hey, Christina, I want to hear about your new job." And I was going on to be a manager for a local marketing company, and I was going to be their office manager. And he just kind of nonchalant said, "Hey, we should go to lunch." And I was like, "Sure." He's like, "I want to hear more about your job." And I never thought anything of that. I honestly just thought, okay, he's just interested in, learning more about this new position. And we went to lunch. I didn't think anything of it, honestly. I just didn't. And it had been maybe, I don't remember. It had been a couple of months that I had left a very unhealthy relationship. And honestly, ladies, I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't looking to be into a new relationship. I was just really focused on myself, my relationship with God, what I was doing at the church. Like, I just had a different focus. And so we went to lunch. The conversation was great. We realized, we had a lot of similar core values and beliefs. And honestly, I came back from the lunch and I just thought to myself, he's a really nice guy, and that was it. And I cannot remember, but maybe, I don't know, a couple of days later, he asked me out to dinner, and literally it just never stopped. Like, I saw Tim for the next couple of months, pretty much every day. And he would literally drive 30 minutes to come and see me. We have a 30-minute commute from my hometown to where he lived. That's just one way. And my husband is a business owner. As some of y'all know, he owns his own business. He's a machinist. He has his own machine shop. And he works really hard. There's no AC in his shop. He's sweating, it's high demand. And so I just remember just thinking, gosh, after a couple of times, I guess he really likes me. And my word of the year for 2019 was the word new. And God really just showed up in there were so many new things in my life that year. I started a new job. I had some new friends that I was getting acquainted with. I would be moving to a new city. I was in a new relationship. I was gaining 3 awesome bonus kids. And, you know, I was going to live in just a completely new home, and everything was new. I mean, new just was just all over in my life. And as I think back of all the newness, I just realized that God was just setting me up. And just to think of how far that I've come, And to finish the story of my husband and I, we literally dated for 3 months and then we were married. I mean, it was that quick. And when you know, you know. And it was very fast. We put together a wedding in 3 months, which I don't recommend, but we did it. And it was a lot because I was nervous. I was super overwhelmed with just all the change that was about to take place. I was excited though. I was full of expectation, but the growth was just a catalyst of what was to come. Like all these new things that I had in my life was just an indication of what was, going to be coming into my life. And I truly had to just really just trust God. I mean, there is no other way to really put it, but just fully trusting God. And so I have 2 points that I want to share with you. Number one is God's plan for your life is so much greater than what you think. Because as I look back now at my life 4 years ago, even 5 years ago, um, life was a struggle. Life was really hard. Life as a single parent was not easy. Carrying the load of bills and responsibilities and being a responsible adult was not an easy thing. And wearing the roles and the hats that I did in my life. I was a mom. I was a full-time employee. I was a sister. I was a friend. I was a community leader. Just all the different things. And I just now realize that God had such a bigger plan for my life than I actually could even imagine. And, I think about my favorite Bible scripture, which is Galatians 6:9, where it says, "Do not get weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap a harvest if you don't give up." My friends, there was many times where I just wanted to give up. Like I just could not see that there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I could not see that there was going to be greater joy, greater peace, greater love in my life. It was really hard to see that. And so as I'm reflecting and thinking back, I just know that God's hand was in all of everything that I had to endure to get me to where I am today. And I'm not a finished product. None of us are, but I just really wanted just to take the time of where I was just a couple of years ago, and how quickly God can just come in and shift everything. So got married October 2019, and my word of the year for 2020 was shift. Oh my gosh, did God start shifting a lot of things in my life? And to be completely honest, I was not ready for all that shifting. it was a lot. It was a lot emotionally, it was a lot spiritually, and it took a toll on me, to be completely honest. I just was really overwhelmed, and so thankful, so grateful that my husband was like, you're into a new, place, environment, home, and having to get reacquainted with everything in my new town. Where is everything located, our local grocery store, just different shops. And it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. And moving away from my hometown, which I had been born and raised and never lived anywhere else, it was something that was very, it was overwhelming. Just can't put it any other way. But I knew that there was a greater purpose, and I'm thankful that my husband was so patient during that time. And as I'm thinking about, everything that I've had to just really just overcome and endure, I just think of this Bible scripture, which I really love, in Isaiah 43:18 and 19. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called, or it says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." God was making a new thing, and new things were coming, but you also had to be ready for it, right? And so I had to really just shift my mind to really just get ready for everything that God had for me, and shift the mindset of, I'm no longer alone. I'm going to be in a partnership, in a marriage where I can share things, where I can be vulnerable, where I can be myself, where I can trust and believe. And that was new for me. I had never been in a relationship that I had been with Tim. It was easy. It was an easy relationship. It wasn't something was forced. It wasn't something that was hard. It was something that I actually like enjoyed. Like I liked being around Tim. Um, which in turn, that was one of our things that we just really, I firmly believe that not only do you need to love your marriage partner, but you need to like them. And I learned to really just like Tim for who he is. Wasn't trying to change him, and he wasn't trying to change me. I think it's easy to love. That's just my personal opinion. It's super easy to love people. Not all people, but I feel like it can be very easy to love. Liking somebody, that's a whole nother story. And I don't think we talk enough about that. But I really learned to really like Tim for who he is. I don't try to change him. I don't try to, manipulate for him to be a certain way. Like, he is who he is. And only God can change, a person. And I really had to embrace that. So number one, your God's plan for your life is so much greater than your own. And number two, you have to stand in your praise. Y'all have heard me talk about this before, but it's so important for you not only to reflect of how far you've come, adversities you've overcome, but also the giving yourself the acknowledgement through God. Like, there's no way I could be where I am today without God in my life. There's just no way. But it also took work on my part. I went and I found spiritual guidance through a mentor who really just helped me walk through some things that I had just been, burying. Um, and I just started to work on myself, to be completely honest. And I started to do a lot of self-reflection, um, just looking inside of myself, and was I happy, and was I fulfilled in life, and really just started a walk on just a spiritual awakening, and realizing that there was so much more to what I thought God had in my life, or for my life at the time. And so standing in your praise is really just acknowledging like how far you've come. Like, pat yourself on the back. I just realized Today I posted on social media that I got nominated for New Business of the Year in by my local chamber in my community. And I hadn't posted that on Facebook. And I don't do those things to really gloat, but really just to show that what God can do. Like, I never thought I would start my own business. I never thought I would be coaching. I never thought I would do master classes in person or do things online, or, just provide a business for women and to really serve women and to help women through some of the things that I've had to overcome. Like, I just never thought that. And I just am really just thankful and grateful for the opportunities that God has given me. And I think it's okay to every once in a while just take a look back to see how far you've come, and to give yourself that pat on the back and realize, man, thank goodness for the grace of God. Thank God for the ability to change, to become a new creation, to forget your old ways, forget your old mindsets, leave relationships and friendships behind that are no longer serving you, to really fully embrace the person that God has created you to be, without having to explain it to people, without having to justify it. Man, there has been growth. So I want to challenge you this week to really just embrace where you are, but also do a self-reflection of how far you've come. And perhaps you're not on that journey yet. Perhaps you're just like, oh, Christina, I'm kind of stuck in this place, or, I don't really know how to grow. I really don't know how to, move forward or to move past some of the things that have been holding me back. Ladies, I have an amazing opportunity for you to be a part of. I am launching in a couple of weeks a Faith to Believe membership. It's only going to be for women, and the focus is going to be on faith. It's an exclusive membership. And if you really want to grow in your walk with God, if you really want to be surrounded by not only like-minded women, but like-hearted women, women who are trying to move forward, women who are trying to really be who God has created them to be, then this is the membership for you. It's going to be online. We're going to meet once a month. And I just know that it's going to be a place for women to feel nurtured, and for women to actually feel like they belong. For the longest time, I was not surrounded by the right group of people, and it really hindered, and my growth was really at a standstill. And I want to create an environment where women can feel like, man, anything is possible. It's time to believe for bigger. It's time to own your voice. It's time to walk in the courage and in the confidence that God has already given you, and to really truly believe in yourself. So you'll find the information in the show notes, and I'll send you an email that has all the information. And as soon as it's opened up, you're not committing to anything today. It's just saying that you will be the first to get the information. So if that interests you, I pray that it does. And if you need to send me a message or you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. But I just know that this will be a community that's going to bless you. And if you haven't already signed up for my text community, you can do that by texting the word faith to 361-266-1290. And I'll send you a faith-filled word every single morning just to increase and activate your faith. My friends, thank you for just letting me share. And I appreciate all the love and support on this podcast. You can send me a review. You can send me your thoughts on this podcast. But I probably will be doing another follow-up to this on the things that I've learned so far in the 4 years of marriage. It has been a complete blessing, and I'm so grateful for my husband. I say all the time, my husband is an Ephesians 3:20 husband, that God did exceedingly abundantly above and beyond, and he knew it had to be my husband, Tim. So this is an honor to him and to an honor to our upcoming 4-year wedding anniversary. The time has definitely flown by. My friends, know that God is good and you are blessed.